A long time ago, a monk named Nirmal lived in a hut on a hill located at the edge of a village. His name itself reflected his nature, pure and calm. Being in his presence would lighten the burden of the mind. His eyes had a deep sparkle, as if he had unlocked the mysteries of life and was now completely detached from the hustle and bustle of the world. He spoke very little, often remaining in silence, yet his mere presence had a mysterious pull that drew people toward him. When people came to him with their problems, he listened attentively in silence, rarely giving an answer. He would simply smile and nod at the end. But when someone insisted on getting a response, he would say just one thing: just as life needs breath, it also needs a goal. Many people didn't understand his words, yet they still came to him. Being in his presence gave them a sense of peace and resolution. Perhaps the deepest answers lie in silence. In the same village lived a young man named Aaron. At one point in his life, Aaron was full of enthusiasm and had big dreams. He had set significant goals for his life, filled with hope and aspirations for a bright future. He had plans to build a good life, and he had the full support of his friends and family. But as time passed, challenges in his life increased. His first setback came when, despite making several attempts to find work and proving himself worthy, he repeatedly faced failure. Even with hard work and determination, he couldn't secure a job. While people recognized his talents, no one gave him an opportunity. Gradually, his confidence began to falter, and he started questioning himself. Am I really not capable? Meanwhile, his personal life also became riddled with difficulties. There was a time when his friends and family stood by his side, supporting him, but repeated failures caused even them to drift away. Some of his friends distanced themselves because Aaron no longer had any success stories to share. His family too started feeling that Aaron might not achieve anything in life. Though they said nothing to him directly, their faces reflected concern and disappointment. Aaron began to feel increasingly lonely, thinking that he had no one left, not friends, not family. In the midst of all these difficulties, his hopes slowly faded. Each day, he felt defeated by life. A single question echoed in his mind: what's next? Will I ever succeed in life? His mind became so disheartened that he could no longer see a way forward. Everything seemed to be falling apart. With every failure, he felt it must be his fate, and his hope gradually withered. He couldn't understand why nothing seemed to be under his control. One day, when all paths seemed closed, and he felt like no one could understand him, he overheard some villagers talking about Monk Nirmal. People were saying that visiting the monk could resolve their troubles. Aaron thought perhaps the monk could help solve his problems too, so he decided to visit him. Monk Nirmal was sitting in a peaceful posture under a bowed tree in front of his hut, his eyes fixed on the sky as if he were witnessing some profound mystery of life. Summoning courage, Aaron poured out all his frustrations to the monk: how he had repeatedly failed to secure a job, how his friends and family had drifted away, and how he could see no hope in life anymore. He said, "I've tried everything, but I keep failing. I have no way out now." The monk listened to him attentively, smiled without saying anything, and Aaron asked again, "Master, will you not tell me anything? I seek an answer." The monk looked at him, smiled, and said, "Just as life needs breath, it also needs a goal." Aaron did not understand the connection between breath and a goal. He said, "Master, I don't understand." The monk softly replied, "Meet me by the river tomorrow before sunrise." Though confused by this answer, Aaron thought that perhaps the monk would give him an answer the next morning. The next day, Aaron arrived at the river early, where Monk Nirmal was already sitting on a rock, wearing his usual calm smile. Without saying a word, the monk started walking toward the river, and Aaron followed in silence. Slowly, they waded deeper into the water until it reached their necks. Suddenly, the monk grabbed Aaron's shoulder and submerged him underwater. Aaron was taken aback. He began to struggle, feeling his breath being cut off. He fought with all his strength to get out, but the monk held him down even deeper. Just as Aaron was about to lose consciousness, the monk pulled him out of the water. Gasping for breath, Aaron collapsed onto the shore, his eyes filled with fear and questions. The monk calmly asked, "What did you need most when you were underwater?" Aaron, still panting, replied, "Breath. I needed breath more than anything." The monk smiled and said, "That is the secret to success. When you need something as desperately as you need breath, then you put all your strength into getting it. But as long as your desires are weak, your efforts will also be weak. If you want to achieve something in life, you must feel the need for it as deeply as you felt for breath underwater. Only then will you be able to achieve it. When you desire something half-heartedly, you will only find struggle and failure." In that moment, Aaron realized the profound truth of his life. Up until then, everything he had done was half-hearted. Fearful of failure, he had never fully committed to anything. He admitted that he had blamed fate or others for his failures, but had never truly given his best effort. Scared of failure, he had begun tasks half-heartedly and abandoned them the same way. But when you want something as intensely as the need for breath, only then can you achieve your goal. Another question arose in Aaron's mind. He asked, "But Master, what if I give my all and still face failure? What should I do then?" The monk laughed and said, "Failure is a part of life. What matters is not whether you fail or succeed, but how you view each failure. If you see failure as a lesson, not an end, then even failures will guide you on your journey. When you live each moment with full awareness and dedication, failure becomes a lesson, not an obstacle. The monk's wisdom filled Arun with new energy. He resolved to pursue his goals with the same commitment as he had fought for air. He began to dedicate his time, focus, and energy toward his goals, treating each failure as a learning opportunity. Over the next few years, Arun's hard work paid off. His crops flourished, and he became financially secure. Eventually, he became a successful farmer, known throughout his village. He even started a school to provide education to poor children and shared his experiences with them, teaching that failure is not to be feared, but to be learned from. One day, Arun went back to Monk Nirmal, who smiled and asked, "What have you learned?" Proudly, Arun replied, "I've learned that if you truly need something, you must make every effort to achieve it. Failure is just a step along the way, and you must keep moving forward." The monk blessed him and said, "What you've learned through your experience is the true success. Keep moving forward and continue creating your success story." Not only did Arun change his own life, but he also became a source of inspiration for the people in his village. His story became proof that if we work with sincere effort, no goal is impossible. Through this journey, Arun understood that in life, it's not just success that matters, but the efforts made to achieve that success are even more important. Friends, the lesson from this story is that until our desires run deep, our efforts remain incomplete. When we need something as deeply as we need breath, then we put all our strength into achieving it and attain success. I hope this video taught you something valuable. If you liked the video, please like it and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.